Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Filmed in beautiful Burlington, North Carolina in front of a live studio audience. Today's special guest hosts, Tia and Terry Edwards.
That's right. It's on fire up in here. Y'all grab a seat. Oh my goodness. What's up, Alliance Nation? Woo! My name is Terry, and this is my lovely bride, Tia. And we are so excited to be hosting the TWC on today.
Yeah, we are.
And we are fired up. But first and foremost, we can't go another further.
No.
Until we thank Andy and Jane Albright for this amazing opportunity that we get to call the Alliance. Thank you, Andy and Jane, so much. First of all, for your vision, for what you wanted so many years ago when you was down there in your basement scheming and plotting and doing Amway and selling coupon books. You know, this idea of freedom. We're going to talk about freedom today. But thank you, Andy and Jane, for not quitting.
Yes.
Thank you for enduring.
Yes.
And thank you for just allowing average people
Like
us
That's right.
to experience an extraordinarily good lifestyle.
Yes.
I am,
Yes.
and it's getting gooder, y'all.
Right.
So thank you, Andy and Jane. We
Thank
appreciate y'all so much. We hope we don't mess this thing
No,
up.
we're gonna try not.
They down in Florida at the beach house, having a blast. I talked to Andy this morning. They've been out fishing and everything. But I'm just so excited just that he trusts us enough to have this platform. So we're super excited about that. So we got some announcements and some recognitions.
Talk about it.
All right, the first group that we're going to recognize is what we call the Power of 10.
That's right.
That's right. What, I know if you're new, you're probably saying, what is the Power of 10? I'm finna explain it. All right?
Talk about it, Terry.
The Power of 10 is once an agent pays their 10th application, okay? So they done submitted it, they done sent it in, they done got it approved, and they done got a deposit, baby.
Right.
See, this is what we know. If we help a person get paid one time, they still might not believe it really works. Sort of like, I ain't gonna get it right now.
Don't talk about me.
If you help a person get paid 3 times, they starting to believe if they get paid 5 times, you might have them. But if you can get a person paid 10 times, oh my gosh, they in.
That's right.
They in. That's right. So let's see here. We got Nathan M, director Mark Marsalis.
Yeah.
Christopher N, director Andy Albright. Yvonne A, part of Olga and Jason Mathis. Oh yeah, thank you, Olga and Jason. We're gonna talk about y'all in a little bit. Oh my goodness. Linda Catherine. Seemed like it should have been a space and a capital. But I like it because, you know, we country, we just jam our stuff up on anyway.
Right.
Linda Catherine. Good job, girl. Part of Dustin and Courtney Craig. Hey, Dustin and Courtney, y'all had a girl out at Greensboro last night. Oh my goodness. Cottrell, yeah.
Cottrell?
But she say just call her Trey.
That's what she said.
I like her. She people like us, Bo. Scott C, part of Kyle Cater's group. That's right, got Kyle's Angels back there.
That's right.
Talking trash as usual. Deborah G, part of Adam Katz group. Judy P, part of Adam Katz done had a birthday, and he said he was going to take this thing seriously when he turned 50. It looks like he's doing it too. Hey, Adam and Beth, we love y'all down there in Wilmington where they say surf's up.
That's right.
And Amy M, part of Paul and Sam Manakino's group, which is part of the James and Jane Hill dynasty.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So those are the Power of 10. That's right. And we got another winner that we need to talk about.
Who's ready to go to Alaska, y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to qualify for the Alaskan cruise next year? Who's going to qualify for the extension in Seattle, Washington next year?
Talk
All right,
about it.
so right now, guys, we have one little sticker we got to put up in here right quick. And that goes to out in Tampa, Florida. And that is Mike Hartley. Congratulations.
Big Mike.
We're going to put you right up in here, Mike.
Big Mike and Tomato.
That's right.
That's his girlfriend. His woman confidant. That's right. So, okay, so y'all know tomorrow's July 4th, right? A lot of people going to be taking off and stuff like that.
Right.
It's an awesome opportunity to get out there and make some phone calls, go knock on some people's doors. You could probably get fed, too. You know they're going to be grilling and stuff. So, now, next week, see, one of the things about the Alliance is this right here. If you want to make some money, you got to get out your house. Mm-hmm. You can't sit at the house and make no money. Right. All the money is outside your house. I don't care how much money you got. You ain't got all the money.
Not all.
All the money is outside your house.
Right.
So Andy Albright is getting ready to hit the skyways again.
He is.
This brother coming back from Florida, and he getting right on the road.
Yeah, he is.
So on July the 8th, he's going to be in Detroit, Michigan, showing the plan that night. Then the next morning, going to be doing a training. And then they're going to pop on the jet after that training from 8 to 12 and pop over to Clark, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Okay. That will be on the 9th. Yeah. All right. They'll do the meeting that night. The next morning, get up and do a 4-hour training. So you want to make sure that you get your people around the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are like, you can't lead a horse to water. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. The way I be thinking about it, I'm going to take that joker to the horse that created this thing. I'm going to take him to Andy Albright. You know what I'm saying? So if you're anywhere within driving distance, run an ad, get people in front of Andy. Then the next morning, which is going to be Wednesday of next week, he'll be down in Lakeland, Florida. Right. And doing the same thing, meeting that night. Mm-hmm. Next morning, 4-hour training. And then he's going to pop over to the ATL. Talk about Hotlanta. Mm-hmm. Hotlanta on that Thursday. Do the plan that night, Friday morning. 4-hour training, same thing, and then he's going to bring it on back to the house in Burlington after a week, and then him and Jane going to sit out there on the back porch and drink some lemonade and play footsie and stuff like that. So this is the thing. The thing I love about Albright is this right here. He is leading by example. He always teach us, as a leader, mm-hmm. it's our responsibility to do two things. First of all, to give somebody an opportunity, mm-hmm. and then second of all, give them an example worth following. Yeah. And Andy Albright is setting the pace for us to follow him. So we're super excited about his travel schedule. That's right.
So y'all, we got some special guests in the room. Uh-huh. And they're not normally with us. That's right. So it is summertime. So we want our 3 oldest kids to come up real quick.
That's right.
Woo! You sit right here. So today we have our older 3 with us. This is Isaiah. He's 11 years old.
That's right.
And then this is Anaya. She's 12. And then this is Elijah. He's that teenager. He's 13. Mm-hmm. That's right. And then we have Taylor. Taylor's back here. We could not bring her today. No, she will be running. She'll just take over the whole TWC, y'all. So we apologize for that. But that's Taylor. She's in school right now. She's 4 years old. So we're so blessed to have all of our 4 kids.
That's right. That's right. Y'all got anything to say? Say something good about your dad or your mama, anything? Y'all going to sit down? Hey, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a teacher nugget. When you selling, you never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. So I asked it, but I had to go ahead and shut that down pretty quick. But they be done told all our little secrets and stuff. So we got all that stuff out the way. Okay, cool. So who are we? You know what I'm saying? We've been with the Alliance now for 4 years. Just a little background information about myself. I grew up in a little small town in northeastern North Carolina called Conway. Mm-hmm. Y'all Google it. The population today is like 756 whole people. That's right. You could work for the census. You might have 1 day of work in Conway. You could count everybody in 1 day. All right. My mama, true story. That's true. Small town USA, you know, and where we come from, you know, people, they're very happy people, but we don't come from, a lot of us don't come from wealth. Right. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So, you know, where I come from, you know, you were taught to go to school, get good grades so you could get a good job. Right. Yep. And you know, that's what I did. My mama, she was a hard worker. She raised me and my brother pretty much by herself as a single mom. She worked in a chicken plant called Purdue. So the next time y'all see some Purdue chicken, y'all think of my mama Lois. My mama was a very, very hard worker. She did whatever she had to do to put food on the table and make sure me and my brother had what we needed to have. And she knew that I wasn't built for manual labor. You know what I'm saying? She was like, boy, you better go to school, get good grades. Because, you know, most people, they do manual labor. You know, farm work and working for the DOT The prison is a good job. You know, if you could be a correctional officer, you know, that's a good job with benefits. I just don't like the fact that you got to wear them pants with one stripe down the side. You know, I like pinstripes, not just one solid stripe. You know what I'm saying? Then I don't get paid but once a month.
Yeah.
You know, I done got kind of used to this 3-day-a-week thing now. So I went to college at a little small school called Elizabeth City State on the coast and got a business degree from there. And, you know, where I come from, people didn't really teach us about money. And that was something that was always appealing to me. Some people be like, I was poor and didn't even know I was poor. I knew we ain't had no money. You know what I'm saying? When you start doing stuff like eating breakfast at nighttime, you know situations getting kind of tight. You know what I'm saying? Get a dadgum 79-cent box of pancakes, a $3 bag of bacon. You can feed a family of 6, call it IHOP night. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you know what I'm saying? That's a pretty good night right there, boy. That syrup make you sleep like a newborn baby. Be like, it be done stuck to your ribs. You know what I'm saying? You hungry, get another pancake and shut up. But you know, so a good month was the ends not really meeting. But if them jokers got close enough to see each other, that was a good month, you know. And not saying that people were bad, we just didn't know about money. So I was like, I got to figure this thing out because I saw other people, you know, driving better cars and living in bigger houses. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, you know, like where I'm from, when you cross the railroad track, you start to see the big houses. Most of the houses in my neighborhood is either apartment or one-level ranch. You cross the neighborhood, they got stairs up in their house.
Right.
They got better cars outside too. You be like, want to walk up there, be like, knock on the door, be like, hey, what y'all do? Can I get in? Y'all ever want to do that before? I be trying to get in. So I was like, I'm gonna start working in the banks because I feel like if I start working around in the banks, I'll start learning about money. And I got a job working in the credit union world, and you know, I moved my way up from teller all the way up to vice president, right? And the thing about working in a financial institution is, what I found out was most Americans live at different levels of broke. You know what I'm saying? Like if you make $10 an hour and spend $10 an hour, you broke, right? Or if you make $25,000 a year and you spend $25,000, you make $100,000 a month and you spend, you still gonna be broke. But what I found out was most people were living check to check. You know what I'm saying? And I found myself in that same situation, living check to check, right? So then I met this guy, and he was like, you know what? The tax code won't even set up for you employees. He said, you need to start you a business. I was just like, well, that's a good idea right there. So what me and Tia did was we started a janitorial business, right? And what we would do is I would work in the credit union during the day, and Tia, she was a social worker at the time, so she'll do the social work thing, and then at night we'll meet up, throw the vacuum cleaner in the back of the car, get a mop bucket, and we go clean us about 4 or 5 buildings at night. We used to call it exercise and quality time.
That's what we did. Sure did.
Well, you can have some serious conversations as you mopping. Got to make sure you do that figure 8 with it, though. You know what I'm saying?
You got to do it just right now. And put them lines in the carpet with the vacuum, you know? Got to do it just right.
So, she was bossing me in too. But, so we started a janitorial business, and, you know, we had started growing that. We had some employees and things, but things still wasn't adding up. Like, literally, I don't know about most small businesses, but this is the way it worked out for us. We didn't own the business owned us. We couldn't take a break. You know, if we went on vacation, we'd be like, our employees be like, the boss waiting, might get to play today. You know what I'm saying? So also we had employees netting more than what we were netting. So after we paid all of our expenses, overhead and everything, it wasn't a lot left over. I was like, this is charity, not a business. So I was like, Tim, we got to figure out something else, right? So I don't know about y'all, but I was always trying to get free. You know what I'm saying? I was scratching and clawing. And if it looked legit, I was getting in. So it was another guy I met. So I was like, Tim, we got to do something else. And plus, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go clean toilets no more. And then so we met this other guy, and he was 28 years old, and he introduced us to network marketing. And I was just like, this joker said that he was 28 years old making $28,000 a month. I was like, what do you do again? And he told me about these travel clubs. I was like, how much is it to get in? He said $3.99. I said, sign me up. So we got in that, and you know, we did have a little bit of success, but we ain't have no money. You know what I'm saying? It was just like little chump change. You know,
No.
So the thing about those network marketing companies is this right here. They work, but you got to have a gang of people up under you to make some real money, right? And the thing that I liked most about it was it opened me up to the idea of personal development and a dream.
Right.
Knowing that there was something more than out there than what we had experienced. And I don't know about y'all. If y'all ain't ever got in one of those things and y'all ain't here, don't go try them. This is legit, okay?
Is the place.
This is the place to be right here. So we started doing that, and I was still hustling. I was still working in the banks and hustling at night. So I'll do 3 or 4 presentations a week and everything. And then in February 2015, I got what I thought was my dream job. I was named CEO of a credit union, and we had to move down to Atlanta. So everything was going good. Tia had agreed to go and everything. I was pretty fired up. The children, I believe Isaiah was 6, Anaya was 7, Elijah was 8. So they were very small. Long story short, after we moved down there, when the daggone movers pulled up to the house with the 18-wheeler with our furniture on the back of it, they was like, Mr. Edwards, we got a problem. I was like, well, I don't know what the problem is. Like, it's the same exact stuff that y'all packed up 2 days ago. It's just going in different rooms down here. I know the house look a little different. It's a different house, but we're going to show you where it go.
Right.
He was like, no, we hadn't been paid. I was like, what? I was like, well, that was a part of my relocation package. Long story short, 2 weeks after I was supposed to start working, I got an email from their lawyer that said, for whatever confusion there was about your job, this serves as your termination notice. By email, and it was on Tia's birthday too.
Sure was.
So, oh yeah, and not to mention too, she was pregnant. She was 7 months pregnant with Taylor at the time. So here we are. I done moved my family all the way down Atlanta. 3 children, elementary age kids, depending on us to provide. I got a wife, and as you can tell, she like nice stuff, okay? Like running water, a roof over her head, and like to go out to eat every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, and sometimes you want to go to a nice restaurant, because I mess up a lot, so you got to make up, right? Sometimes you want to go to a restaurant with linen on the tables, you know what I'm saying? So if you're going to fuss, at least fuss in convenience, you know what I'm saying? The conversation hits different in Ruth Chris, don't it?
True.
So I lost my job, and we had already sold the janitorial business. The MLM, the network marketing company we was doing, we was making some money, but it wasn't enough to replace a 6-figure income. And this is what I knew. If I didn't find something to do, like some money coming in, they were going to start coming to take stuff. You know, with your car, they'll let you get 3 payments behind before they come get you. You know what I'm saying? So you could teeter-toe around 90 days on your car, right? Your house, 2 months, they send in letters in different colors and stuff like that. So I didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? I knew that I had a family that was dependent on me. So I did what any other person with an MBA would do. I got on Craigslist looking for work.
Yeah, you did.
And I saw an ad that said, too many leads, not enough agents. And it said, you make $500 a sale. And I read through it, and it said Mutual of Omaha. I was like, okay, that's interesting right there. So I clicked on it, and I ended up talking to Jason Mathis down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Right.
And Jason told me, you know, gave me the rundown. And at that time, I didn't have anything to lose. This is the thing. A lot of people, you got to realize, we try to hold on to the little bit that we got and miss the abundance of blessings that God has for us. So I was like, I don't have anything to lose. If what this guy is saying is false, worst case scenario, I got my insurance license and State Farm, or somebody by God would pick me up.
Yeah.
So I got my license, right? And Jason said, I said, well, look, well, how long it take to get your license? He was like, well, it depends on you. If you do it within 7 days, I'll give you your money back. I said, bet, I'll be done in a day and a half. He said, yeah, I heard that before. I was like, he really don't know me like that. I love Jason and Olga Mathis.
Yeah.
So basically, I got my license, and I went to a hotspot, and I got me some leads. And that first 30 days, guys, just following the system, following what Jason and Mark Masalas at the time was telling me to do, I put over $8,000 cash in my checking account my first 30 days. I was fired up.
Yeah, you were.
So I had a decision to make, y'all. I was like, okay, this MLM thing, I'm making about $2,000 a month. I made over $8,000 here. I'm like, shoot, I'm going to go over here. I'm rolling with them people. I am rolling with these people here.
That's what you said.
So, and that's what we've been doing ever since then, and just following the system. Are we perfect? Heck no. But are we trying, oh gosh, with everything that we got?
Right.
We're trying to copy and duplicate Andy Albright and the system. Somebody say system. See, the thing about a system is it don't matter who you are. It don't matter who your mama is, who your daddy is, even if you know your mama and your daddy. It don't matter what side of the railroad track you were born on. Only thing that matters here is can you simply copy the system?
Right.
I've been married now for 17 years and I can follow directions pretty well. I'm still alive.
Yeah,
she done about killed me a couple of times, but I made it, baby.
You made it.
So I got really excited about this, and I made $8,000. And Tia, I know she was pregnant and hormonal and everything, but she was kind of like negative about the situation. I was just like, I don't know what's. I ain't say. This is what I'm thinking. I ain't say it right.
I think you said.
I did one day.
Yeah, you said.
So
you don't hold stuff.
Yeah, it went on for a little bit too long. I was just like, I don't understand what your problem is. It's working. The bills are getting paid. We ain't getting put out. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah breaking glasses every other week.
Yeah.
We had to put glasses on that boy's face. Lord have mercy. Anaya hairdos. She like her hair one day, don't like it the next day, got to change it up. Liza, he just happy to be here. He just whatever. He'll eat collard greens, neck bones, whatever you put in front of him. But this is what I'm trying to get at, y'all. She was negative, but this is what I knew. One day, I was getting ready to go out and run some appointments, and she was yakking, right? I said, well, listen.
Not me, Terry.
Not
me.
Well, your avatar then. I said, look at here. I done had enough of it. I'm finna go out here and run these appointments. I'm going to do this.
That's what you said.
Until you find something that's better for me to do.
Sure did.
That's what I'm going to do.
But what you didn't understand was, for me, the reason why I was so negative, I was bad. I had a bad attitude about it. It was like, because I just didn't understand. I knew people needed life insurance, but I didn't understand that you can really make this much money with life insurance.
Well, look, I told her. Look, that's what I told you. I said, look at here. So she wanted to go through this long. I like, that don't even matter. The matter. I said, it's mutual. I said, it's mutual of Omaha by God.
I had never heard of them.
I said, listen, if anybody go to jail, it's going to be mutual of Omaha. I'm just a little street hustler. They the kingpins. And if the law come to my doorstep, I'm going to snitch. Now, listen, you can call me ugly. You can call me fat. You can call me a lot of things. But one thing you won't call me is an inmate. I will snitch. So if you're doing anything illegal around me, don't do it. Fair warning. So I'm gonna get ready to. So Andy started having us read books and stuff, right? And then he said, Terry, you need to start reading biographies and autobiographies so that you can start learning what other successful people have went through. Right. So that way, as you're going through it, it don't seem like a surprise. It don't feel like you're the only one, or you have what Jane Hill taught me, terminal uniqueness. Yeah, that's a condition. I think you could get some amoxicillin. That might take care of it. But anyhow, so I was reading this, we're talking about freedom today, and I was reading this autobiography of one of my favorite freedom fighters, Dr. Martin Luther King. And he wrote a letter to his wife, Coretta. So I was trying to figure out how could I bring Tia up, and then I just happened to read this, and I was like, how can I compete with the oratorical skills of Dr. Martin Luther King? I'm from Northampton County. I can't halfway spell or stuff like that. So what I did was I read this, and when I read, I try to make things personal. So what I do is, instead of putting Coretta's name in there, I just inserted Tia's name, and it sounded real good. So I'm going to read it to y'all, and then I'm going to turn my wife loose on you, all right? So the quotation says, stand with the struggle to the end. He says, my devoted wife has been a constant source of consolation to me through all the difficulties. In the midst of the most tragic experiences, she has never become panicky or over emotional. I have come to see the real meaning of that rather trite statement that a wife can either make or break a husband. My wife was always stronger than I was through the struggle. While she had certain natural fears and anxieties concerning my welfare, she never allowed them to hamper my active participation in the financial freedom movement. Tia proved to be that type of wife with qualities to make a husband when he could have been so easily broken. In the darkest moments, she always brought the light of hope. I am convinced that if I had not had a wife with the fortitude, the strength, and the calmness of Tia, I could not have withstood the ordeals and the tensions surrounding our movement. Tia was never satisfied being away from me. She didn't like me to leave and go all the time. But she could not always be with me because she had to stay home with our 4 rather young children. She did join me on some occasions, and she was always a deep consolation to me, supporting my every move. I didn't have the problem of having a wife who was afraid and trying to run from a situation, and that was a great help in all of the difficulties that I confronted. When I thought of my future, I also thought of my family. I thought of my children. I had to think of what was best for them. One of the most frustrating aspects of my life has been the great demands that come as a result of me being a part of this financial freedom movement and the struggle for justice and peace. I have to be away from home a great deal to take me away, and that takes me away from my family so much. It's just impossible to carry out this responsibility of a father and husband when you have these kinds of demands. But fortunately, I have a most understanding wife who has tried to explain to the children why I have to be absent so much. And I think in some ways, Isaiah, Anaya, Elijah, and Taylor understands. And ladies and gentlemen, I present the song, And Unleash to Others. My beautiful wife of 17
That's
years.
right.
My baby mama without the drama.
All right.
Miss Tia Edwards.
All right, let me see this book. Let me see this book real quick. So when I make him upset, y'all, I know exactly what page I need to come to. Page 37. What's that book? Hey, y'all. Hey. I am like fired up to be here right now. I am so thankful for Andy and Jane, and I am nervous at the same time, so I'm going to do my best not to rush through this.
Take your time.
So guys, Terry had talked about a little bit when I was a little negative, about when he first got started here at the Alliance. But can I tell you a little bit about what got me fired up about the Alliance?
Tell them then.
It was when I came to my first family reunion in 2015, y'all.
That's right.
It was life-changing for our family. As I look back, Terry, I know I was slowing down our growth on the business, and I do apologize about that.
That's all right.
But now I am fired up about the Alliance.
Public confession. Hello.
Confessions. But guys, look, I want to tell y'all something.
Tell them.
We want you to be at the family reunion. The family reunion is coming up July the 18th through the 21st. We want you to go ahead and get your tickets. They have 2 tickets out there, y'all. It's very important that you get here and join the family.
That's right.
Go to alliancefamilyreunion.com. The 2 tickets, the first one is $129, and that's just the base ticket. You can go to all of the trainings. And the second ticket is $399, and that ticket includes all of the trainings and then all of the meals. So it's not like you have to go out and get food, right?
That's right.
But the crazy thing about what I love about the $399 ticket is that you actually get to sit right outside of here with all of the leaders.
That's right.
So you get to sit at their table, and you can ask them questions, Ms. Jerusha. Whatever questions you have, pick their brain, whatever they're very successful with, pick their brain about it so that you can be very successful as well.
That's right.
So in 2015, y'all, like I said, it changed our life forever. I remember at the women's conference, at the women's seminar that we have on that Friday morning, I remember listening to female leaders like Tamara Roberts. I remember listening to Beth Katz. I remember listening to Holly Davis. I remember listening to Heather Fitzgerald, Diane Lampy, and the amazing and the beautiful Jane Albright.
That's right.
And they were just up there, y'all, just sharing their stories about the things that they had been through and how they had been through things and came out winning with the Alliance.
Yes.
Y'all, they were fighters, and so are we. By the end of that seminar, my heart was full. I had throughout that conference, y'all, I saw freedom. I saw freedom because I saw couples on stage just like me and Terry. I actually visualized ourselves up there when Beth and Adam Katz was up there talking. I actually saw me and Terry up there talking. It changed us, y'all. The freedom, I saw the shackles being broken off of our family. I saw the shackles, not the physical shackles like you see in slavery or with the prisoners, but I actually saw shackles of corporate America trying to hold us back from our destiny.
Yeah.
I saw the freedom in the shackles of others' expectations of us.
Oh, that's good right
there.
I
saw the freedom of shackles of self-doubt. I saw the freedom of the shackles being broken of fear.
Yeah.
I saw the freedom of the shackles being broken of us comparing ourselves to others.
Yeah.
And we know the only person that we are to compare ourselves is the person that we look at every single day in the mirror.
That's right.
Y'all, I saw the freedom here at the family reunion of the broken shackles of us not being happy.
That's right.
I saw the freedom of the broken shackles of not having peace. And I saw the freedom of the broken shadows of me not trusting the Alliance. Now, there's an old gospel song. I know some of y'all in here may know it. And it says, "Shake Yourself Loose." And it's by Vicki Winans. And she says, "You've been bound up looking for a way to break free. Devil had you tied up. Listen to these words from me. Your situation may seem hopeless, but it's not the end. Though you are burdened, and have shackles on your feet, Jesus took the keys and gave them to you."
That's right.
He gave them to all of us, y'all.
That's right.
Shake loose everything that binds you up. Shake it loose that you can't make it. Oh, who told you? The people that told you couldn't make it.
That's right.
When God says that you can shake loose, shake loose of every single thing that's trying to bind you up.
That's right.
Now, that's what I had to do here at the family reunion 2015. I had to shake myself loose of the negative talk and the negative conversations that I was having with myself about the Alliance.
What were you saying to yourself?
Bad stuff. I didn't believe. I just didn't believe, Terry. And I remember texting Terry at the end of the women's seminar. I remember texting him. I had brought Taylor. She was 3 months old at the time. And at the end of the women's seminar, y'all, I text Terry and I said, "Terry, we're home." I said, "We are in a safe place. We're not going anywhere."
That's right.
So if there's anybody out here or up there that have shackles on your feet or whatever, shake them loose, y'all.
Yes, shake them.
Because you have the keys. Ladies, I know y'all probably remember Jane Albright at the NetCon this year when she gave us a key. She gave us a key to shake it loose.
That's right.
So let me tell y'all why. Let me calm down.
I like it.
So let me tell y'all why I got involved with the business after that.
Okay.
First, I wanted to be a role model to my kids, especially to my girls. You see, a successful woman who balances her professional life and her family with grace has a great impact on her children. Ladies, when my kids notice me managing everything, going to the office, helping them with homework, going to their after-school programs and activities, I want them to be inspired by what I do. Now, let's be clear. I'm not bashing any stay-at-home moms or dads or any supportive spouses. And guess what? We are not a perfect family. And they probably will agree to that. But what I am committed to and faithful about is about my family, God, and the Alliance.
That's right.
Now, I may not make it to all of their events, and I may not make it all to the Alliance events, but you can never question my commitment to either team.
That's right. Oh,
if I can't be at one of my kids' events, I let them know in advance. And if I can't make it to a TWC or activity call, I'm quick to text Andy and let him know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
My second reason as to why I want to be involved is because I want more for myself. I was personally tired of feeling like I was losing my identity. I had lost my confidence, and I wasn't growing as a person. And thanks to the Alliance and Andy for always talking about the importance of reading and listening to audios.
That's right.
And being around the association. I'm so thankful for that. And when I started implementing these 3 things consistently,
oh, that's key right there.
I began to gain my self-confidence and knowing my purpose for living. So one thing about that reading, you can go to the 8 steps of success and go to around about page 85. Andy Hall already have books in there that he wants us to read. It's not like we got to question or wonder what books should we be reading for anything. Andy already has it mapped out for us.
That's right.
Listening to audios, going up there to Alliance Media, all the TWCs, all of the product calls, all the activity calls are already listed up there for us to listen to ongoing.
That's right.
And then listening to Andy's podcast. Andy, we can always listen to Andy. Always keep positive things in our head, in our ears. And the last reason for me getting involved in the business was so that we can start building relationships with leaders at Andy and Jane. Now I'm talking about for myself, but when I was home with the kids, I felt like my life just revolved around the kids and the family.
Right.
And working outside of the home has allowed me to connect with different people with different backgrounds. Interacting with different people has opened up my mind and broadened my perspective, and I've become less judgmental. A few ladies that I want to thank for being great examples as a mom and also as a businesswoman: Courtney Long, Angelica Swindell, Debbie Ben. These are amazing ladies. Michelle Alleman, Beth Ireland, and Beth Katz, Melanie Ray, Olga Mathis, and the beautiful, the funny Noelle Leventovich. I want to thank y'all so much, and there's so many other women that I can thank. But I want to really thank y'all so much for showing me the way on how to be a mom and also being involved with Terry with our business. And y'all, today, because of these relationships, memories are being created.
Yeah, they are.
So since we've been with the Alliance for 4 years, Tanisha, we have been on 5 trips with the Alliance. Thanks to the Alliance and the insurance carriers.
All expense paid, too.
All expense paid. So our first trip was on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting at the table when we all had first got up there. It was me, it was Beth Katz, Melanie Thomas, and Jane Albright, and some more people around. But just to be able to sit there and have a one-on-one conversation with these ladies, getting to know each other, having a little small talk, was a blessing for me. The second trip was in Banff, Canada. Banff, Canada was beautiful. I had never heard of it.
No, we don't know what that place is.
But that last night, it was a lot of people outside at the outdoor heated pool. And so that's where I remember starting to build relationships with Melanie Ray and Sam Manichino and Angelica Swindell. We were just hanging out in the pool, just relaxing. That third trip was the Mediterranean cruise, y'all.
Tell them about it. That was 10 days.
I had a few memories there.
Oh, boy.
The first night was with Bobby Bel Air. We were actually hanging out late night at a bar, just sitting there talking about business. She was telling me how her and Eric have built their business and just giving me some good stuff. And then watching Terry swim out in the French Riviera with Brent Swindell.
Well, I didn't actually swim.
And Chris Long.
I was wading in the water.
You was wading in the water?
I got about this high, and then they want to start doing all that.
They went way out.
Yeah, I ain't go out there.
They went way out there. But y'all, we're just creating memories with them, right? And another time was us hanging out with Brent Swindell and Angelica.
Oh, yeah.
We were just out on a private beach in the water. I don't know how to swim, y'all, but I just love the water.
You was wading too?
Yeah, I was. So we was just out there. They was telling us about their mission trip they had went on, and they wanted information about how we had adopted our kids and just sharing good stuff, encouraging one another. And then y'all, let me put a pin here. This is why we have to all get on these trips. Because this is where relationships are built. You know, coming to the family reunion and NetCon is great, but so much is going on. It's hard to build those deep relationships. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But when you go on an Alaskan cruise and you have free time, you can go to lunch and have dinner and breakfast with anybody that you choose to.
And you ain't got to pay for it on the trip because the food is all free on that thing too.
But we need to get here. This is why we get on these trips. This is why Andy provide these trips for us to win, y'all. And on the 4th trip, we went to Hawaii last year. Mm-hmm. And that was crazy. Like I said, I don't know how to swim, right? So my biggest memory there, I would never forget. We'll probably be talking about this for the next 20, 30 years. But it was when we were all hanging out in the pool. And Jane Albright and her posse, they were trying to teach me how to swim, Melissa. But first they said they wanted to teach me how to float first. So it was Jane right here, and they had me in the water laid back. But anyway, they had Jane right here. They had Beth Katz here. At my right foot, it was Angie Owens. And then it was Gina Hawks. I said, if Gina Hawks gonna hold me up, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. I don't know about y'all other three, but if Gina Hawks up in here, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's Mary's
but that
sister.
was like, some people may have said like, Tia, like they trying to teach you how to swim? Yeah, but to me, it was more about having that one-on-one relationship with them. It wasn't about nothing else. I knew they won't really teach them how to swim, but it was like I was just there with Jane and Beth and Angie and Gina. That was like an amazing moment that none of us will ever forget.
Right.
So our last trip, y'all, we went to Paris. And on that trip, we had an excursion, and we hung out with Paul and Tamara Roberts on that one. And so the memory that I won't never forget is we went to this perfume shop where they make perfumes at. Nick, you was with us.
Yeah, he was there.
So they gave us these sampling sticks of the perfume, the spray perfume on the sticks. And it was so cute. Me and Tamara Roberts was like sharing. I know y'all think it's crazy. But I'm like, I'm hanging with Tamara Roberts right now. I don't care. So like we was just like sharing the little sticks. Every time they give us a new stick, I'm like, here, Tamara, what you like? And then the thing is, we actually got the same perfume. I thought it was pretty cool. I got it on day 2, Tamara. And then the other memory was when we had dinner in the Eiffel Tower with Andy Riddle, Angela Manzo, Lou and Addie, and then Zach and Brittany Wright. We all just had dinner, relaxing, having some amazing wine, and just getting to know one another. Me and Angela was just sitting beside each other. She telling me about her siblings. I'm telling her about mine. We just enjoying one another. So these are the amazing memories that we get to create with the Alliance family. And so this is why association is so important in building great relationships. And Terry, I know that we wouldn't be building these relationships and creating these beautiful memories if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for your dedication, your commitment, your laser focus to God. Yeah, laser tag. But your focus to God, your focus to our family, and your focus to the Alliance. So I'm forever grateful for you and for everything that you do for our family. So guys, I'm gonna turn it back over to Terry.
That's right. Hey, I remember on that Mediterranean cruise, this is something I won't ever forget. Jane and James invited us up to so they always qualify for the suites that be like at these, like where everybody else can't get to. Like you gotta have it's a public elevator and then it's an elevator for special people. They always get the rooms with the elevator for special people, like it go up to a certain level and you got to get off that one and get on another one. So they invited us up to the Haven, I think it's called, something like that. But anyway, it was just like, wait a minute. James and Jane, they don't make no money off of us. Like, first of all, it's pretty cool that they invited us.
Right.
But, we get up there, and they got linen tablecloths.
Yeah, they did.
See, when you just in the general population, you eating on plastic stuff out there on the little decks and stuff like that or whatever. They had linens on the table.
Sure did.
They had people with the claws, what you call them, butlers up there. And then James bought me this beer, and I didn't even know how to open it. Like most of the beers I open, it's like a pop, or twist it off, whatever. This thing had looked like a clothes hanger all up in there. I was looking at it. He knew I didn't know what to do. I just like, still to this day, I can't find them in the United States. I don't know where you can get them from, bro. But anyway, when you open it up, the top off sort of like champagne, it was crazy. I like the memories. See, this is what I can know. They could take away your car. Yep, they can do that. They could take away your house. Yep, they can do that. They can take away your career. Yep, they could do that. But one thing that nobody can ever take away from you is your memories. Mm-hmm. Your memories you get to take forever. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about freedom on the day, y'all. Mm-hmm. We got July the 4th tomorrow. Today is July 4th Eve. Tomorrow is July 4th, right? So it's the day that our country celebrate its independence, right? Mm-hmm. So most of the time we're going to watch fireworks, and our kids are running around with the little sparklies. We go to parades, they shut down the little towns. Oh, don't forget about the food. Oh, the charcoal would be popping on tomorrow. We're talking about barbecue ribs, hamburgers and hot dogs, coleslaw and chili beans, tater salad, fried fish, you name it, it's going down. Potato pies. Most of the time on July the 4th, I done got used to being at Andy house. Yeah. And this year, they done switched up locations. See, when you got options. See, money don't buy everything, but it give you options of where you want to cook out at.
Right.
They down there cooking out in Florida. They know I can't get down there that fast. I should have left today. But I told them, I said, look, just leave the key up under the mat. I'll be at your house when you get home. But the 4th of July is the date that we celebrate America's freedom, right? Mm-hmm. And that freedom is documented in a document called the Declaration of Independence, right? And in the second sentence of that Declaration of Independence, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident. When something is self-evident, that means it's no explanation needed. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. That all men, not black men, not white men, not short ones, not tall, but all men and women are created equal.
Yep.
That they are endowed. When something is endowed, that means it's given to you by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Now, when something is unalienable, that means it can't be taken away from you. And among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, there are some things that we got to accept that we don't even need to understand an explanation. You see, a lot of times we get so caught up in why. Like I don't understand this, and I don't understand that, and I don't understand this, and we get stuck. Well, what we have to understand when we come to the Alliance, first and foremost, all of us are created, and you are good enough just like you are day one. We just ask you to come on up in here and have a little good time with us, right? Mm-hmm. So stop trying to figure everything out and just appreciate the opportunity by just saying thank you. See, I think of it this way. God's gift to me is the Alliance. My gift back to God is what I do with the Alliance. So let's talk about the truths. A couple of truths, right? The first truth is, we're all created equal. You see, the media and our friends and stuff like this, they always want us to focus on how we are different. Or you are this way and I am that way. Or you like chicken fried and I like it baked. You know, they try to figure out a way, right, to keep us at odds and fighting against each other so that we don't even address the real enemy. And the real enemy that we are fighting here at the Alliance is the war against my poverty, and guess what? The war against your poverty.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the war that we are fighting, and we have to be crystal clear as when we are saying who we're fighting, so that way we know how to fight, right? Yeah, it's evident that we're all different. We come from different backgrounds. We're different sexes. We look different. Sometimes we have different religions, but we actually got more in common than what we got in difference. Yeah. Because I don't care who you are. I don't care if you consider yourself high cotton or no cotton. I don't care. Everybody need a couple of things. And you can agree with me. I don't know if you want to be truthful with just me, but you better be truthful with yourself, right? Everybody needs three things. The first thing that everybody needs is to be accepted. Yeah. We all have a need to be accepted, and not judged. Yeah. Tia talked about that. We need people that we can come around and be our true, authentic self. I mean, I ain't got no hair, but let your hair down. Let your wig down, whatever. You know, a friend, sometimes that friend that you don't mind, if you got a partial plate up in there, you don't mind it, you can come got that thing messing up, but come on up in the house. We all need those type of people who we can be our genuine selves. Right. Because most time when we meet people, we introduce them to our representative, not to our crazy self. It's a country song to say, hide the crazy and act like a lady. No, we're here. It's okay to be a little crazy. We all crazy. Yeah. But guess what? We're gonna get through this thing together. Right. So how do we accept people? We accept people by not setting rigid rules on how we think somebody should look or how we think they should live, right? We give people the right to be themselves. One of the books that I like is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It says, seek to understand before you try to be understood. Let them like what they like. I treat people like Golden Corral. You go down to the Golden Corral, that broccoli casserole, I don't like that broccoli casserole. That chocolate fountain, Isaiah be playing in that chocolate fountain. I'm like, oh, your system is pickled, bro. But that Bourbon Street chicken and rice, I likes that Bourbon Street. See, everybody got something good. Take the good from people, and the stuff that you don't like, just set it up on the shelf and don't talk about it. Somebody else will be by to pick it up. No one has the power to change nobody anyway. But by liking people the way that they are and in their imperfections, you give them permission to change themselves. And it's crazy because I'm seeing that daily in one guy in our business that I love so dear. His name is Quincy Jordan. Quincy, y'all come up. I want to introduce you to my friend Quincy. So me and Quincy have known each other a couple of years. And so Quincy, tell everybody who you are and who you're hired by in your home hotspot. And tell us kind of like what made you pick up the phone to call me. And, you got fired and all that stuff. Okay?
All right.
Very high level.
How everybody doing?
All right.
All right, Quincy Jordan. I was hired by Quincy and Aisha Washington, directed to TNT.
That's right.
I've been with the Alliance about 4.5 months.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's good.
So that's right.
That's right.
See, I can work with somebody like that right there. You know the ones I can't work with, them pretty ones. Them pretty ones, boy, they come up here. Hey, so this is this. I've been licensed for 16 years. I can sell ice to an Eskimo, they ain't gonna do nothing. But you get one like this right here. Hey, look, so what were you doing before the Alliance?
Well, I worked for Pepsi for 16 years. The last 5 years of that, I was a supervisor for Pepsi, so that was my background. So
he got some scrap in him. He got some leadership skills. See, a lot of people have done counted him off. I know a lot of our friends. We got a lot of mutual friends. A lot of mutual friends, and they said it this way, they ain't got the courage to get started. And then I got a lot of friends that got started, and they ain't had the stamina to finish. But one of the things that I love about Quincy is he told me the other day, what you tell me about, you might not be the smartest? How you tell me?
Oh, yeah.
Tell it.
I said I might not be the fastest out the gate or the smartest or look like the poster boy for Alliance, but I know one thing I can do. I can work.
That's right. Hey, homeboy done went to the ACT, done wrote him $6,000 in premium. Hey, tell him, how many hours did you have to work, and then how many hours they paid you for, and then how much money you making? You making more money now than what? Tell him,
okay.
light him up.
That's why I love Terry and Tia. I was about in the field probably about 5 hours. Wrote those policy for the 6,000 for the month, 5 hours total.
Right. And how you used to work how many hours you used to have to work at Pepsi?
Well, if anybody's been here, you're on salary. You get paid a certain amount for hours. Then anything over that, you don't get paid. So I would get paid for 45 hours, but I would work about 90 to 100 hours, but I would only get paid for 90. So I made way more money.
And then they let you go.
Oh yeah, they let me go.
Sound like they gave you a pay raise. Sound like.
Oh yeah, they gave me a pay raise.
They let you go then.
Well, what got me to calling you, and I didn't know about the situation that we both got fired on the same month, around the same time, February. So,
February is supposed to be the love month.
It's supposed to be.
They fired.
I mean, it's me and my wife's anniversary, so I got fired February 1st. I never forget it. Me and my wife was in the room, and I told her about it. I was upset because they were trying to get me to come back in. I said, no, it's best that I don't come in today. Let's wait the Monday. It's probably better for y'all. So I believe you. I consider myself a hard person, but I have feelings too. So we cried for a little bit. But after that, I told my wife, don't cry again. You won't never see me cry about this again. I said, man, I'm finna go do what Terry and Tia doing. He don't know this. He don't know this, though, but I said, man, Terry and Tia doing something. I said, Quincy and Ice doing something. Man, I'm finna call them. And I'm finna figure out what they doing. I don't even care what it is. I'm just gonna do it. And, well, here I am.
Hey, that's what you're looking for. Hey, look, I got to the office today. I walked up the office. He's up in there making some dials.
That's right.
He said, hey, Bo, I might need you tomorrow. I said, what's going on? He said, I done booked a daggone tax-free retirement leave. I don't even know what tax-free retirement is. He said, but I booked it, though.
That's right.
I said, well, when you going over there? He said, tomorrow. I said, well, I'm going with you.
That's right.
Because guess what? When you accept people, you don't let them stay where they are.
That's right.
I am obligated to put every piece of ounce of energy of me in you to make sure that you and Keisha never have to cry about somebody letting you go, because you the boss here.
Yep.
And the crazy part about it is, you got a good one when they call and check on you. It ain't just a one-way street.
Yep.
The other day he sent me a text message. He said, hey, Bo, I just wanted to text you. And I'm reading the text and I'm talking to his, that's the way I do it. Me and Stephen Davis do that stuff. He said, hey, Bo, just want to check on you, see how your day was going. I said, I'm going pretty good, man. How was your day? He said, been a rough 2 days. He said, but that makes me want to go harder, though. That blessed me. And then he got on our team call on Sunday. He said, Terry, on the other side of fear is success. And on the other time, a hard time is success. What I'm trying to tell you, Terry, is either way, we're going to be successful.
That's right.
Because guess what? Sometimes your leader need encouraging. To be real with you. The second thing that we need is approval.
Yeah.
Approval don't have to mean that you agree with everything, but you can find something positive about somebody that you can agree on. See, when you can find something positive about somebody, Monty, you now become a team player as opposed to somebody that's against them. And we need more people with us than against us. And you see this right here. A broke clock is even right 2 times a day. Think about it. You can learn something from everybody. So a lot of people in my neighborhood, they say my daddy wasn't a good example. But I tell you one thing I learned about that joker. He had some very very public successes. He had some very public failures. But one of the things that joker always did was got back up. He didn't care what nobody else said. He got back up. Even in shame, he got back up. Even in embarrassment, he got back. Yeah, they took his house. He got back up. Joker one day called me. He said, Terry, I want to give you this little piece of land in Conway. And I was just like, I'll take it. But listen, you can learn something for everybody. Everybody got something to offer. And then this is what you got to do. To approve people, compliment them on stuff that ain't so obvious. You know, if you got somebody like a Quincy who's going out here killing it, or my girl Tanisha. Tanisha, come here, Tanisha. See, this Tanisha, tell about who you hired by.
Tanisha and Junior Staten were hired by Mia Fennell.
All right, and how long you been with the Alliance?
11 months.
11 months, all right. And so one day I get a text message. She's like, I'm quitting my job in March. How long had you been with us before you made that decision?
Well, I didn't make the decision. My husband did.
Oh, your husband did?
Yeah, he came to NACON and we were having dinner with everybody. And they was like, well, how long are you going to stay? I was like, well, maybe June, July. He was like, no, you got 90 days. And I was like, okay. We didn't talk about it, but okay.
So you came out, you got your, you know, what type of work were you doing?
I was a loan processor.
A loan processor. And right before you quit, you wrote one policy and made more on that one policy than it took you how long to make? What was that situation?
I wrote an IUL. It was my first one. And I made more on that. It would have took me a month and a half to make what I made spending an hour and a half with her.
Come, that's powerful, y'all. So when she came out, and then guess what? She didn't stop. See, what most people do, they have one big sale like that, and then they go away for about 3 months. Like, that gone, where they go? They gone. Hold on, got it. Hey! Then when they need some money, they resurface, right? But she's been consistent. And now wrote 3 annuities over the last month?
Yes.
One off a 2-year? Explain that.
I had a 2.5-year-old RW2 lead that I door knocked. And I left she wasn't home. I left a sticky on there. She called me back. And she originally had written it for an insurance policy on her husband. Well, I sat down with her. They had already gotten that taken care of. We did policy reviews and everything. And she was like, well, I'm getting ready to retire. I said, oh. I said, well, you know, once you retire, we can help you keep that money safe. She said, well, hold on a minute. I got another one. She went digging out mail. She brought me an envelope. It was 2 years old. She had never opened it, the statement. At that time, it was like $78,000. So we called. I said, well, Miss Sharon, you got $93,000. You want us to help you keep it safe? She was like, yeah. I called Terry. I said, hey, I found some safe money. I was like, what am I supposed to do now? So he told me what I was supposed to do. I went back and sat with her the next day. I called him again. He had to pull over on the side of the road because I needed help. I had never done it. He helped me. He walked me through it. We FaceTime. We Zoomed. We got it done.
Yeah,
and
we
she
did.
called me back.
Yeah, we did. And got some more money.
She called me back the other day and was like, hey, they didn't release my other money from my retirement. Let's get this done. So I wrote that up the other day.
That's right.
So that's amazing. Woo! Some people ain't got no gratitude. They be like, that lead is old. I can't get them on the phone and the number disconnected. She done went out there, knocked on the door. She went there, left a sticky note, and then flipped $3 into over $3,000. That's like a 1,500% return.
Yeah.
Where you gonna get that at? The stock market? You better bet on yourself. So I'm so proud of her and Julia. But listen, it's easy to edify them and praise them for what they are doing. But you know that there are people behind the scenes that's sacrificing. So for example, I texted Junior the other day and I said, Junior, thank you for allowing your wife to be a part of our team, to have confidence in me and Tia that she can stay at our house anytime she come in town. Thank you for allowing her the freedom and the liberty to go out here and do what she's doing. Because it's a sacrifice for him. He liked that pretty thing laying beside him at night. She was at my house last night in separate beds, okay?
Right.
She was downstairs, me and Tia. But you get what I'm saying? That is amazing to me. But we have to, it's easy to edify Quincy, right? But what about Keisha, who's holding it down while he's at the meetings on Tuesday night? You know, and we stay out late sometimes. That's crazy to me. And Andy, oh my gosh, Andy, right here, Andy with a Hyundai. I don't call Andy with a Hyundai so long. That's what Taylor calling her. Andy. But listen, she brings her 10-year-old son, Avion. She don't let nothing stop her. And we have to appreciate those things. And the third thing we do, everybody needs appreciation.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to be raised up sometime. Everybody needs to be told, good job. Keep up the good work. Even when you got a rough day, hey, we still fighting, ain't we? We in this thing together. So the first right, that it talks about is we got the right to life. Okay? All right, we have the right to life. Life is the distinguishing factor between something that's alive and something that's dead. And it's basically it includes the capacity to grow, reproduce, and continually change. You see, God created man like me and you in his own image. In the image of God, he created them both male and female. So when we talk about being an image or being created in an image, most of us think of an outward appearance. But what I really want you to think about is the inward. God put everything that was in him directly in us. It may not look like it on the outside, but you tell me what's going on the inside, and eventually what's going on the inside will be shown on the outside. So we are an exact reproduction of the man. So what does that mean? That means we were created to lead and not follow. We were created to be free from the very beginning. We were created to be above only and not beneath. We were created, say I was created to be a lender and not the borrower. And basically what that means is I'm a bad somebody. Somebody look at your neighbor and tell them I'm a bad somebody.
I'm a bad somebody.
You see, we are created for growth. We are created for growth. We're not created to be stagnant. Even a neutral car is even edging a little bit up or a little bit back. It's never sitting still. You see, growth is natural. I think Tim Gold says this all the time. Growth is natural until dysfunction is introduced. Our job is to identify our own dysfunction. Because guess what? I can't identify y'all's because I got too much to deal with it myself. You know what I'm saying? I got some mess going on up in these 6 inches right here. But the thing is this right here. How do you become self-aware and identify that dysfunction? Is by reading books, like Tia said. Reading the books and hanging around and listening to the audios. Like those things help you become self-aware because guess what? I can point out something wrong to you and it don't mean nothing. But when you can point it out to yourself, you are now authorized and deputized to change. Come on here.
Right.
So some people be like, so what you trying to do? You trying to make me like somebody else? No, I'm not trying to make you like somebody else. What I'm trying to get you and I to do is be who God called us to be, not who they told you were.
Yeah.
See, a lot of us are being swayed by the opinions of others. We let what they label us and we wear it. As opposed to knowing who we were and knowing that just because I can fit it, that don't mean I can wear it. They make skinny jeans, but they are not designed for a person like me. But I see some people like me wear skinny jeans and that should be against the law. They can't even sit down. See, this is what I know. It's all about the seed. It's all about the seed of greatness, the seeds that's in front of us. You see, this is what I know. Fruit is nothing but the harvest of a seed that has been planted. And our life is the same way. The question is, what kind of seeds are you planting? See, are you planting the seed of love? Is my leadership motivated by love or is it motivated by a dollar bill? Am I planting the seed of joy? Like, do I exhibit the unshakable joy regardless of our circumstances? Do I come to the meeting walking up in there, even if I ain't sold nothing, like I gave it all I had? That's one of the things I can appreciate about Quincy Jordan. Even when he come home without an application, he said, boy, I left it all on the line. I love it. I love it. Peace. Are you sowing the seed of peace? Do people see my inward peace and take courage that they too can do it? Long suffering. Like, do I patiently wait for results as I develop as well as others around me develop? See, a lot of times what get me and you messed up is we underestimate what we can do today, but we grossly underestimate what's going to happen if we don't quit. Does that make sense? Because guess what? We're going to see the results of bad habits today or tomorrow or maybe 3 months from now. But if you sow a good habit, you might not see that harvest for 1 to 3 years. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Like we immediately see the results of eating a quarter pounder like next week. But eating that salad, I don't see that dadgum result next week. I got to keep eating them and eating them and eating them and eating them and eating. I don't want no salad. I want neck bones and rice. But does that make sense? A lot of times we'll see the negative result faster than if we sow a good seed. It's going to take longer to harvest. Are we sowing the seed of faithfulness? That's big. Have I kept my commitments to the mission, and am I faithful before the commission? As a kid, I remember we used to say this right here when we get in a little word of war. The kids there call it roasting. We be on a school bus, we be talking junk. You start talking about somebody, mama boy, that's when it's getting real right there. Mama jokes, that's fighting words right there. But I remember I used to say that you are what you eat. You chicken. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember y'all didn't say something like that. But now it's like you are what you sow. Whatever you want, you have to give it. The good book says, give and it shall be given back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, right? So whatever it is that you want, you got to give it first. And the good part about it is it's already in us. Are we comfortable enough to release what little bit we have to get more in return? The next right is liberty, freedom, y'all. That's what liberty is, the state of not being imprisoned. Like the face of slavery has changed. It's no longer a face of people being bound by their hands and working in fields and picking cotton like my mama and my grandma and them used to do. Yeah, my mama used to pick cotton. That's crazy to me. But it's just like that ain't the new definition. That's not the new face of slavery. The new face of slavery is called cubicles. Yeah. It's called PTO. It's called bosses who don't care about you. It's about the profit, not about you. Y'all heard a story what happened down there in Virginia Beach last 2 weeks ago? It was a guy that got upset at work, and he went on a shooting rampage at work. He killed 12 people, all right? So what happened was, it was one guy, he worked in the IT department. One of the guys I went to high school with was in that building. He came face to face with the shooter 3 times, but he was able to escape, right? But there was this other guy, he worked in the IT department, he survived too. So what happened was, they was like, all right, well, we got the building, all the blood cleaned up and everything, and we done sanitized and quarantined everything. It's time for you to go back over there to your office. And the guy was like, you want me to go back over there? Like, people just lost their lives. One of my friends just died in my arms, and you want me to, like, can I just work where I am? Do I have to be forced to? The guy supervisor, the guy got a little agitated. He raised his voice. The supervisor went down to the police department, took out a warrant on the guy, said that he was disturbing the peace. And you talk about, that's what slavery is now, being forced to do something that you know that you are above. You know what I'm saying? So there are emotions that keep us enslaved, and then there are also emotions that can set us free. So emotions that keep us enslaved are emotions of fear. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. The way that they kept slaves enslaved was by fear. They would beat you and torture you and take you from your family. That's their fear kept us enslaved. Jealousy kept people, like when one got free, there he go, he getting away. Don't you get free, because I want you to stay in bondage with me. Today, those are our friends that are designed to live average lives, but we know that we've been called ahead of them, and we trying to get free. We trying to run to the meetings. We running appointments. We running Craigslist ads, and they want us to go to Thirsty Thursdays and drink beer at the Grasshoppers game. They want us to stay where we are. That's the modern face of slavery right there. Revenge. Oh, if you can't get it, I can't get it. I'll trip you up. Greed. all about the money, baby. It's like the thing I love about Andy Albright, it's the mission that he is concerned about. And if you take care of the mission, the money, you can't stop it. Right. I remember Andy Albright said, your money, if you're doing it the right way, money just starts flowing through your bank account like a river. And he said, when the money is flowing and you got a need, you just reach your bucket in there and dip out your need, and before you can get the bucket out the water, it's done filled back up. You ain't never seen a hole in a river. The money is just flowing. But the emotions that can set you free is desire, faith, love, enthusiasm, hope. And this is the thing about positive and negative emotions. You cannot be in a positive state and a negative state at the same time. It's totally impossible. Smile, everybody smile, and then think of something negative. You stop smiling. You can't be positive and negative. Some people like, I'm sort of positive. No, you either hurting the meeting or you helping the meeting. It ain't no sort of nowhere. So let's talk about freedom. The first thing about freedom is this right here. We have to realize and recognize that freedom is not free. John F. Kennedy says this right here. The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid the cost. And one path we should never choose, and that's the path of surrender or submission. Andy talked about it last week. That's the not quitting part. The cost is always going to be high, but we have always paid the cost, and we ain't going to quit, baby. We will get free if we don't quit. I'll tell you this right here. Elijah, Ananiah, and Isaiah, this is what I say. I might not finish with you. I might not get to the finish line, but I'm going to try my darndest to get there. And if I don't get there, you are going to be in a position to finish and go further. Does that make sense? We are doing this not for us, but we're doing this for legacy. Martin Luther King said, freedom is not free. Freedom comes from the blood, sweat, and tears of those who have come before us. I think about days of my mama on in that chicken plant. She got a chain glove on this hand and a butcher knife in this hand, digging her hands in ice all day long, cutting the bone out of a chicken breast and throwing it over her shoulder and doing 4 of those a minute. When you look at her left hand now, they're starting to draw up from the rheumatoid arthritis of years. I can only imagine her thinking that, gosh, I want my son to have a better life than this right here. Or being in those hot sewing factories with Tia Mama and my mama used to work together in sewing factories. Being in there in that heat, what they call doing piecework. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine my daddy on them tractors in the field. It's burning hot. Ain't got no, back then they had no air conditioning. They just had a tractor with an umbrella on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Out there in them tobacco fields. I knew he was thinking, gosh, I hope my son would not have to work this hard, would not have to put his body through this much pain and scrutiny every single day. I knew that. See, this is what we all have to know. We are the answers to our forefathers' prayers. You are the answer to your grandparents' and your parents' prayers of a better life. And they are cheering us all the way on. And the thing that we're fighting for at the Alliance is financial freedom, y'all. Financial freedom is when you got enough passive income. Somebody say passive. Passive. Passive income. We ain't talking about commissions from sales. We're talking about overrides, okay? See, there's a difference. A lot of people, we just go out here and get addicted to making the $500 a sale and think we got a business. We ain't got no business. We just got a good paying job doing that part of the business. But going out hiring people, investing in people, sewing into people, helping people, create that passive income. So once you get enough passive income that's coming into your bank account that can cover your lifestyle, you are now out of what most people call the rat race. That's the freedom that we're fighting for. The question is, do you have enough grit? Do you have enough want to? Do you have enough desire to become financially free? Because in America, freedom is free, but everybody ain't gonna get free. We are as free as we want to be. So we got to get free because of legacy, right? What do we want our grandkids to say about us? I don't even know who my great-granddaddy is. I don't know his name. Probably was a good guy, but I don't know who he, like, I don't know anything about him. What do we want see, you're going to die 2 deaths. The first death is your natural death. I had a client die yesterday. Got a call from his wife today. Homeboy, she crying, but after next week we get that death certificate, I think them tears going to dry up. I know he got over $300,000 in annuity. I know he got $10,000 of them coming from Transamerica. Homegirl going to be all right. I promised her, I said, look, baby, after you dry them tears, I'm coming by the house. You and I, we're going to sit down and we're going to work out a plan to make sure that you are taken care of. So the first death you die is a natural death. The second death that you die is the date that the last time someone mentions your name. So what I want my great-grandchildren to talk about their great-granddaddy Terry. I want Elijah and Isaiah and Knight to tell their grandkids about all the times that we done went on vacations and remember that time we went down to Myrtle Beach and Isaiah tried to jump over the little water puddle and he fell face first in the water puddle, and talk about, he got up talking about some stupid water. I want Elijah to talk to his kids because it's crazy. He told me this the other night. He said, on your Sunday night calls, I be listening. I thought he was in the bed asleep. He said, I be listening to everything you're saying. I want him to be able to transfer my passion, my energy, my wisdom that I'm getting from books and Andy, be able to transfer that to his children who can pass it on to their children. Going to the meetings is important. Diane Lampy came to Greensboro a couple of months ago, tore the place out to pieces. And Diane Lampy talked about the dream. And she had us take out a piece of paper, and we had to write down every dream that we had, what we wanted, what was we dreaming about. And we had to do it for 10 minutes, and the pen couldn't leave the paper. You see, this is the thing I know about dreams. The size of your dream determines the size of the obstacle that's going to take you out. So if you got a T-ain't dream, it's going to take a T-ain't hangnail to get you out of here. But if you got a ginormous dream, it's going to take the devil in hell coming back, and he ain't coming back. But it's going to take a massive obstacle, right, to get you out of here. The other thing about dreams is this right here. Small dreams do not stir the souls of men. Ain't nobody trying to play on nobody's team. They're just trying to win the local Little League championship. My son played Little League football. They play Little League football. You got grown men talking about their record 3 years ago in the city championship. What college coach care about what you did in Little League? By the time you get to high school, you probably can't even dribble the deck of ball. But people are attracted to winners, like Nick Saban, who has a track record of national championship. Big dreams stir the souls of big men. But Diane talked about the dream. And Martin Luther King, he said this right here. He didn't say, I have a plan. You see, Andy said we got to stop talking about facts and figures. That don't stir the souls of men. Talk about your dreams. Talk about your kids. Talk about where you've been, where you going. That's what get men excited. So Martin Luther King said he didn't say I have a plan. What he said was I have a dream. And guess what? Martin Luther King ain't the only one that got a dream. God doggone it, I got a dream right now. I got a dream that one day my wife will have no desires that go unmet. As you see, that's my dream. I got a dream that my 4 little children will grow up and be proud to call me their daddy and pursue passions just like I did. It might not be insurance, but they're going to go get whatever they want. I got a dream that one day I'm going to be debt free, owing no man nothing but to love them. I got a dream that one day I'm going to be able to remodel my mama house. And if she have to go into a nursing home, God knows I hope she don't. But I'll be in a position to pay for it. Yeah. I got a dream that one day that Tia I'll be able to take Tia on that dream trip to South Africa on my own dime. I got a dream that one day I'm going to be able to build my dream house on a farm. I got a dream that my kids are going to graduate debt free. I got a dream that on my farm I'm going to have a helicopter pad that's going to take us over to our Citation Sovereign jet. And when we got to go home, we can just pop and be at our parents' house in 25 minutes. All right. I got a dream that one day I'm going to give Elizabeth City State University a ton of money. If they get in financial trouble, I just buy the whole daggone thing. I got a dream that one day I'm going to fund the Edwards Charitable Trust that's going to be dedicated to causes of citizens of Northampton County. I got a dream that one day I'm going to be like Robbie Kraft and buy a car using my debit card. I got a dream that one day I'm going to be like Holly Davis and order a car from the beach, and by the time I get home, the car is in my driveway. I got a dream that I'm going to celebrate Anaya's 16th birthday in Paris if she act right. I got a dream that one day I'm going to own that Becker design customized Escalade with a 42-inch screen TV in the back, limousine seating. I got a dream one day that we're going to give a house away to a single mom. Yep. I got a dream that one day I'm going to give Tia parents a monthly allowance. I got a dream that one day I'm going to buy my daddy a house. I got a dream that one day I'm going to start a community center in Northampton County. I got a dream that one day I'm just going to do back to school events. And they ain't going to give away pencils and pens and paper because people don't get bullied for that. They get bullied because of their clothes and their shoes. I got a dream that me and my boys will always be at the Charlotte Bobcats games on the floor and at the Washington Redskins games and lower seating when they come in service and all that stuff. I got a dream that I'm going to have a personal shopper. I got a dream, y'all. Hope you got a dream. Because a dream is what keeps us going. Yeah. When you come home from a hot spot late at night, and your children are already in the bed when you get home. The dream is what makes it okay. The people in the fight with you is what makes it okay. When I can call my buddy Nick, and I'll be like, Nick, you driving from Charlotte? He said, yeah. I said, you got to go pick that baby girl up 11:30 at night? Yeah, he got to go pick Ari up 11:30 at night, bring Ari back home and put her in the bed. The dream is what make it work. The dream is what make it okay, Nick. Some people say you shouldn't get all emotional. But if you show me a man that ain't got no emotion, I'll show you a man that ain't going nowhere. So why don't people get free? People don't get free because it don't even occur to them that they can get free. See, most people that are free like Paul Roberts and Andy Riddle and Micah Noel and Diane and Stephen Davies, we think that they got something that we don't have. But if you sit down and talk with them, they'll tell you that their success is just a result of not being blessed with superior knowledge, with not having special talents or skills or good luck, that they are free because they have a right mindset, that have embraced tried and true habits that's been backed by consistent and persistent action. They follow the 8 steps to success. They do what's in the Millionaire Maker Manual. They live their life like the house of values that we talk about. And then if it do occur to people to get free, most people don't ever make a decision to get free. You see, freedom is less a matter of circumstance. It's less of a matter of circumstance, but it's more so a matter of knowledge and choice. You see, we have to decide what we want. We have to decide when do we want it. And we got to decide what are we willing to sacrifice to get it. You see, the moment that we stop fighting for what we want, what we don't want starts to win. The moment we stop fighting for what we want, what we don't want starts to take over. You see, and then if people decide to get free, then most of us, we procrastinate, which speeds up the obvious of what we don't want. You see, procrastinating is putting off something, even if we know that the results of us putting it off is going to make us worse. The biggest lie being told in America is we got time. My mama be 70 this year. It won't be long before she need me. She gonna need me in a way that time don't matter. She gonna need me to be able to pull out them Benjamins and pay somebody to come wipe her if she need to wipe her. The other thing is this right here. We've been told that we got time. Life is but a vapor. Mr. Falk just died yesterday. He was here on Sunday. In a few days, we all gonna be gone. Life is but a vapor. But what we do here determines where we spend eternity. So everything matters. Another reason we can't get free because we can't delay gratification. And the last right that we have is the pursuit of happiness. You see, happiness is another state of mind in which you are content. And there's a big difference between being content and being complacent. When you are content, you're okay, and you know that you got what it takes. But being complacent is when you stand still and do nothing. You see, Zig Ziglar says, until you are happy with who you are, you will never be happy with what you have. But the key to freedom is being consistently improving and never becoming complacent. Happiness is a pursuit, it's a journey, it's never a destination. Nobody was put on this earth to make us happy. It's our responsibility to make us happy. And being happy does not mean everything is always perfect, but it simply means that you've decided to look beyond imperfections and that you're the only one who can see your purpose. It's all about the circle of you. There is no happiness in blame. There is no, you get no award for ignorance. But people are most happy when they are in control. And JFK said this right here. Let every nation know whether it wishes us well or wishes us ill. So you got to let everybody know, it don't matter if they are for you or against you, that we will pay any price. We will bear any burden. We will meet any hardship. We will oppose any foe to assure the survival and success of freedom. It's going to be a fight if they try to take it from me. We live in America, Bo. We got Andy and Jane Albright in our lives. We got amazing leaders in our lives. And here at the Alliance, we can be free. And there's a song that a lot of people are going to play on tomorrow called God Bless the USA. And I'll leave you with this. If tomorrow all the things were gone that I worked all my life for and I had to start over again with just my wife and my children, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today because the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died who gave that right to me. And I'm going to gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. TWC, we're out. Bye. Love y'all. Bye-bye.